do something while we're out and about.
Is this thing recording now?
Yes, it's live on YouTube. I'll wait and see if anyone shows up. Yeah, if you don't like being live on YouTube, I'm probably not a good person to hang around with.
Oh. I think we better pick a lane here. I think we're in 3.
Yeah, who knows?
There we go.
Just there's no lines, Tim. You have to guess where the road is at that point.
Well, I guess we'll get a lot of shit even by train now, eh?
Well, I feel we might not be getting that either.
I think the trains might be shutting down soon, too.
Anyway, good Saturday morning to anyone out there watching. We're in Winnipeg live Saturday, February 12th, 2022. And we're going to the Winnipeg Freedom Rally Convoy to see what's going on. Now, don't judge the rest of this movement by Winnipeggers because most of Winnipeg is still asleep here. So we need to wake the normies up, as Salty Cracker would say. We need to wake the normies up.
For a totally flying vaccine.
Anyone who might be viewing this from another country, maybe later on, maybe live, whatever, we're not going anywhere, folks. We're holding the line, and we got many backup players in this game. Trades, factory workers, Canadians of all walks of life are ready to stand. We are having a maskless Monday here in Winnipeg, and we want everyone to go to work with no mask, go everywhere with no mask, in support of our truckers and support of our freedoms and rights. So we will do that Monday. I work for the largest company in the city. I believe it's the largest employer, at least their website states it is, 8,000 employees. So anyone watching from our company, I just want you to know that get out and support freedom and rights, because our company is an arm of the government. Just like our mainstream media, they are an arm of the government, and they are being deployed to enforce government tyranny on their workers. Like the mainstream media that are bought and paid for by our government, actually by our tax dollars, but our government buys them and uses them against us. Well, our companies are the same. They are bought and paid for through tax incentives, COVID relief money, you name it. Our companies are owned and run by our governments. That's the next step that people have to wake up to. Who is our enemy? Not just the mainstream media and the government. It's our very own employers, most of them, not all of them. These big corporations, the company I work for, the reason why they're the largest employer in Winnipeg is because they bought up every company in Winnipeg that deals in their business. I don't want to name the companies at this point, but come Monday morning, there are going to be a bunch of us that will not wear our masks. We will give them the alternative to send us home without pay. There's no need for it to go any further than that. We are just exercising our rights to stand up for freedoms and rights in support of our convoy. So let our company explain why they are not standing for rights, or why they don't want their employees to stand for rights. Because they have tried to quiet and silence our political opinions at work already. So here we are on Broadway. We're just entering the first stages of where this all begins, and we will go down through and see all the tractors and everything that are parked on the medians in between the streets here. And it will be a slow move because no one's moving fast down Broadway. We got freedom trucks and flags everywhere. Just not enough of them. Not enough of them. We need to wake the people up and realize what we are in. We are in communist dictatorship as we speak, and getting worse by the minute. The real heroes, the frontliners, the real ones, are on the bridges and at the borders and in Ottawa and in our cities protesting. Those are the heroes. This last 2 years telling us everybody's a hero that stands at a till at a grocery store behind plexiglass and 3 masks up their ass. You're not the fucking heroes. You're not the heroes. You're working for a company that enforces the government's tyranny down the people's throat. And you need to realize that. Telling people that they got a choice. Oh, you got a choice? You don't have to take the vaccine, but remember there's consequences to that choice. That means you can't shop, you can't eat, you can't work. Your only option is just die. That's your choice. Death. That's what we give you for choice. Death. No, we all want choice. How about the fact is there is no mandates. There are no restrictions. And if you still feel like you are in danger, then you have the choice to stay home. But no one's telling you you can't come out of your house. The way it sits now, we are given no choice.
Exactly.
How is that equality? How is that freedom? My rights and freedoms aren't for you to take. I will exercise my rights and freedoms. Because that's the only way, ladies and gentlemen, that we have rights and freedoms, is through exercise. Exercise your freedoms. I'm not waiting for some government to tell me you have your freedoms, or some individual to tell me I have my freedom. No man has the right to give me my rights and freedoms, or to control them. My rights and freedoms are given to me by my Creator, the same as you. And you and you and you, all of you.
Who was that from?
Doesn't matter. I can't see Tim without glasses, so I wouldn't know.
515 number.
I don't care. We're live on the internet, so I don't give out information to phone calls, okay? That's all. What I personally get for a phone call doesn't need to be broadcast to the world. Anyhow, here we are. Nobody's moving very fast. I can't see if anyone's joined us for this live broadcast or not because I'm driving and I don't have my glasses on. So if you're commenting out there, I will get to them as soon as I can take a look. But for now, if you're just joining us, we're going down Broadway here in Winnipeg for the Freedom Convoy protest, of course. We'll let this fellow in, because we're not here to move to a destination of any. We're just here to make our voices,
enjoy the journey.
Yeah, make our voices known, our presence known. That we stand for freedom, for rights, for every individual, not the collective. When you start hearing that it's for the better of society, you know that we're in Marxism. That's communism talk. When it's the collective, it's nobody. Because you must put your mask on for the health and safety of all. But it's not about your health and safety. Joe, Tim, Jaron, whoever else is out there that might have a breathing problem. It's not about your health and safety. And then all of you that agree to go along with it, someday when it comes along, that you can't breathe because you got a mask on because you have health problems. It's not about your fucking safety either. Understand that. It's not about anyone's individual safety. It's about the collective. Collectivism is Marxism, is communism.
True.
That's how we know we're in the position we're in, because of the words our leaders use. The talk, the rhetoric. And if you don't wake up and stand up, pretty soon it won't be talking rhetoric, it'll be the fucking law. They're already making it illegal to peacefully protest. If you need any more evidence than that we're living under tyranny, then you're asleep. You're a waste.
Omar Carter got how much? 10 million?
They have no problem giving money to terrorists, making sure their funding is well funded and not taken from them. I told people at work, I work with many different nationalities, ethnic groups, colors, and I tell them, a lot of them are as they call immigrants. They come here from another country. Well, I've lived in a community that was made up of a lot of new immigrants from Africa, or in the Mideast, and they were my neighbors. I was over on Beaumont, and I remember having run-ins with some of these people. Not run-ins, but because our children played together. Children have problems sometimes, so us parents would have to talk to one another. And I'd always get the same story from these new Canadians that just came here within the last 5 to 10 years. Oh, I don't want to upset anything. I just want to get along. Sorry. I said, don't apologize to me. We're just working out problems between our children. You don't have to bow to me and apologize to me. So if any of you new Canadians out there, or people who weren't originally born here, but may have lived here for the last 30, 40 years, and you feel that you don't want to upset the apple cart because you're new here or whatever, this is your chance. This is your chance to make this your home, to feel like it's your home because you put something into it. You earned it. This is the greatest chance in our lifetime that we will ever get to actually put some skin in the game. If you want to stand up and say, this is my country, this is my home, I belong here because I stood up for the freedom and the rights that it was meant to have. This country was meant to have its rights and freedoms. We lived next door to the greatest country in the world. It has to rub off somewhere. And for all of us Canadians that were born here, and we heard all of our lives how our fathers and our grandfathers fought for our freedom, and our generation takes it for granted. Here's our chance to stand up and say, it's not going to happen on our watch, not our generation. We will not give up the freedoms and the rights that our fathers and grandfathers and uncles and aunts and mums sacrificed for. It will not happen on our watch. Lest we forget, and never again. Are those not promises to one another? So let's not forget, and let's never let it happen again. It is our duty to be out on these streets protesting this tyranny. It's our duty. And when my employer Monday morning tells me that I don't have these rights, I will tell them I do have the rights, and this employer and this government and everyone else has no right to take that right from me. And they can't. Why can't they take it from me? Because I choose to exercise it. That's why. And someone just drove through the intersection giving us all the finger. Looked like a total Karen. Maybe I can zoom in on that later and get a close-up.
With any luck.
When I I'll just re-edit the video. I'll download it and re-edit it. Get that clip out of it.
Lots of Karens.
Yeah. Many, many people out there that support communism, and they don't even know it. Don't even know it.
And their professors probably told them it's all okay. I think we got to clean up the schools.
At this point, they don't even need professors to tell them. They're taught it from the time they enter kindergarten. Tell us that they tried to tell us at work that it was the company policy that you wear your mask and wear it properly. And I stood up and said, don't lie to us. It's not company policy, it is government policy. It's government tyranny. And you guys are forcing government tyranny on us. It's a really, really well-woven web that our leaders and controllers have weaved. It's intertangled in everything. Our media, our entertainment, our sports, our companies, our employers, our authorities. And if you think it's going to stop here, it's not going to stop here. This movement will grow and grow.
It's worldwide. To the brothers in Australia,
that's right.
Cheers. In New Zealand, you guys are really fucked up.
Israel,
Yeah.
on their 4th and 5th booster shots, still haven't learned. They're still banging their head against the wall expecting a different result. No, you're still going to get a headache.
The man who constantly bangs his head against the wall wondering why he's getting a headache.
Well, we do have 3 viewers. It would be nice to have more viewers. We need viewers. I don't make anything on this. I do it for nothing. This is my spare time. And it's not about money. It's about freedom. It's about getting the word out there and letting people see the truth. Because our mainstream media is not telling us the truth. If you aren't smart enough to be able to discern between people who are lying to you and people who are telling you the truth, then you need to go and read. You need to go and watch. You need to go and see with your own eyes what's going on. You need your synopsis to be firing, putting things together. All of this is not just random coincidences. This has been building to a crescendo for years, decades. We're here, folks. This is it. Get in the game. Because these guys that are controlling us is not going to give up easy. Trudeau is not going to back down. Trudeau in the end will use force, because these people know that if they lose this battle against the people, they are done. They are done. They have committed so many crimes, so many atrocities, that they know if they lose this battle to the people, where their future lies. And it's not pretty. The gallows come to mind. And if we lose, the same thing is our fate. Have no doubt that these governments and these controllers have no qualm about, or whatever, about taking us out. They will take us out. The last weekend I was down here, they had people photographing our license plates, the cops taking information, people taking information. And yes, people say, oh, I don't think that the Winnipeg police are with them. I think they're on the people's side. It may look that way, folks, but when the time comes and they tell them to move, they will do what they are told. Some will step down, but they will do what they are told. Have no doubt. They're just doing their job. They need a paycheck. Their kids need to eat too. But never fucking putting one and one together, realizing that the people that they're pushing the tyranny on, they need to eat too. They have kids too. They're your neighbors.
Yeah.
They're your friends and neighbors. And will come to a point that if you continue it, maybe when you're in your own neighborhoods, you won't be able to go to the store and buy anything because no one will sell to you. Remember that, authorities, police, RCMP.
They're supposed to be on our side. Right side up.
Now that's got you should hold it down further so because you're gonna top it in if it goes over and hits the car. That's all I'm thinking. Some of these cars are pretty close.
No wind today.
There will be when we move a bit. The street cleaners get it.
Okay.
I probably shouldn't have thrown the cigarette butt out the window. I gotta remember that. Because right now they'll arrest us for anything.
Yeah.
You gotta make sure your insurance is up to date, your license plates are all stickered up properly. You don't want anything out of line. Make sure your blinkers and your signal lights work. If you're coming to these protests, folks, make sure everything on your vehicle is working. Because you never know what they might try to nab you for, fine you for, arrest you for. And all they need is an excuse. So make sure your car is up to snuff, and head out. Support your freedoms and your rights. Actually, don't support them. Exercise them. Exercise them, folks. That's what we're doing. We're exercising. We're not asking for our rights and freedoms back here, Trudeau. We're not asking. And hell, we're not even demanding. We're damn well exercising them. That's what we're doing, Mr. Trudeau.
Rights we have and you can't take away.
I'm not going to ask for my rights. And at this point, I'm not even going to demand it. I'm just going to exercise them.
I don't think that guy's going to do it anyway.
And I can't.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm going to tell these people something too. These people that are against us, against freedoms and rights,
Where would you be without him?
you have no idea what's coming. No idea. You sit and you watch your mainstream media, you listen to your mainstream media radio stations, and at this point they all say the same thing.
They're a chorus, don't you?
That's right, they're a chorus network, and they all sing the same tune. Fear, fear, fear. That's what they're pushing.
Fear of yourself.
But if you think this is going to end, it's not going to end. It's going to grow. It's going to get bigger. And trust us, we are not coming just for our mandates to be lifted. We're coming for it all. We want arrests made. We want these people charged with crimes against humanity. Charged and tried. Convicted. And if the penalty be death, so be it. Because treason at this level, treason from our official elected representatives
Well, look at that turd with his finger up.
may just require the death penalty. When we find out how deep this criminality is. And a lot of us already know. The ones that are out here protesting, most of us already know. I'm preaching to the choir at this point. We know the depth and the deceit and the lies that are in this evil. The sides are being taken. They're being drawn. Make your choice. Where do you stand? Do you stand with evil? Because that's what we're fighting. It's good against evil. Battle of the ages.
Check out that sign. Trudeau, the needle in his nose, like Pinocchio.
Trudeau Nacho? What did I say? And then you have these people say, "Oh, you can't block the economy. You can't shut things down like that." Well, you know what? Trudeau did it for 2 fucking years. They didn't care about no one's business and no one's health and safety then. They didn't care if you could get outside and exercise. But now that the truckers are in Ottawa, oh, they're causing our life to be all upset. We can't leave our homes. We can't go to work. We can't stop. We can't sleep because of the noise. You had no problem making noise when they were out terrorizing our cities and burning them down and toppling statues. That was fine.
And the railroad tracks, my God. You openly supported it. A cop wouldn't do anything.
Our government openly supports terrorism. The companies, the very employers that we work for, many of them support terrorism. Whether they know it or not, they support terrorism. When you have a tyrannical government that supports the likes of Black Lives Matter and Antifa and sends millions to terrorism groups across the sea, you support tyranny. You support terrorism. Plain and simple. We have a fringe minority in this country, and that's all the retards that are willing to get out on the streets and burn our cities down. Very small fringe minority. Maybe 1%. Of course, that 1% gets enhanced in our media to make it look like it's the majority. Then you have the fringe majority, which is us, the ones that are willing to get out and peacefully protest. What are we at? Maybe 10-15% that's willing to do that? Then a salty cracker would call the rest, everyone in the middle that wouldn't get out and protest or wouldn't get out and terrorize our cities, are the normies. That's about 60% of our population. The ones that watch the mainstream media and don't really know what's going on. But they certainly would support freedom if it was explained to them and shown what was going on. That's what we're doing. We're trying to wake up that 60% that's in the middle, sitting on the fence, not sure, indoctrinated.
You want to get a shot of the Parliament buildings? Just move the camera maybe?
I got wide angle on this, so it should be picking it up anyway. And here we come to the heart of it all, right in front of the legislature here in Winnipeg. Going west on Broadway. Temperature is minus 21 degrees Celsius here in Winnipeg today, so it's kind of nippy. She's cold. And for all of our southern folk down south, that is about minus 10, minus 11 Fahrenheit. Well, I know minus 25 is minus 13 Fahrenheit, so it's about 11, minus 11 Fahrenheit. I love seeing all these Canadian flags. This is the Patriots, folks. These are your Patriots. Everyone here supporting this convoy, this protest, these are your heroes. Patriots, we like to call them.
I see a few people driving by giving me a finger.
Let's roll the windows down a bit and get some of that sound in here.
I'm gonna hit my window with it.
I was down here last weekend and my horn gave out, so it doesn't work so well. And a lot of people had some horn problems, so. So I'm just going to be quiet here for a bit and just drive through.
I'm gonna hit this window. I think I'm gonna give these guys a hand bump here. Way to go, guys! Way to go! Love the sign!
Hold the line, guys. Hold the line.
Hold the line, gentlemen.
We're proud of you.
Thank you!
Way to go.
Way to go, guys!
Thumbs up, guys. Way to go. Exercising our rights and freedoms. We're not asking, we're exercising.
He's got a pump on. I think he hooked it up to a bike pump. That's how he gets his.
Nice. Gotta get a new horn. That's right. We're not asking for our rights. We're exercising them. Way to go, guys.
Yeah, I might as well roll up this one a little bit.
So we went through the main crowd there, fist pumped everybody as we went by, or fist bumped, I should say. Freedom fighters. And all these people that put that stupid, what is it, meme or whatever it is up on YouTube and Facebook or wherever they put it, with the line of soldiers marching off to war saying this is the true freedom convoy. That's the freedom convoy we're trying to avoid. Remember that, folks. This is the freedom lineup that we want. This is the convoy we need. Because John F. Kennedy said, if they make peaceful revolution impossible, they will make violent revolution inevitable. Do you understand that, folks? If they will not peacefully allow revolution to happen, it will happen violently. They will make it happen. That's why I'm telling you, we either get out on these streets and we demand our freedoms and rights back now, and we demand that our government step down from all of these tyrannical mandates that they're pushing on the people immediately, or we're going to lose. We are going to lose. This is our one chance in our lifetime. We will never get it again. This moment right here, this is the moment that you make history. This is our history. If we lose, our history will be written by the winners, and this will never be mentioned. Only in negative terms will this be mentioned. They're calling us terrorists, racists, bigots. They've been calling us that for the last 6 years, since Donald Trump came onto the scene. 100 million mega supporters in the U.S. alone, and that's at a conservative estimate, and they want to silence them. And if it takes killing them to silence them, they will do it. They will burn this whole fucking place down if we don't stop them. And if you don't believe that, just look back to a couple of summers ago, when they were allowing the terrorists to burn our cities down, topple our statues.
Yeah, the one toppled right here in
Our
Winnipeg.
our first Prime Minister of Canada toppled. And they want to get upset and call us terrorists and fucking destructive because we put a flag around Terry Fox, a toque on his head, and a cardboard sign that
Big deal.
whatever.
It's a big nothing burger.
You can take the sign off, you can take the hat off, you can unwrap the flag. But what they done to our statues, toppled them,
And cheered.
destroyed them, vandalized them. That you just don't go in and take off. That's what our governments, that's what our authorities, our leaders allowed. Right from our prime minister, right down to the city councilors and everyone else who went along with it. There was a good many of us out there protesting against this tyranny of Antifa and BLM destroying our cities. In many ways. We might not have been out on the streets to meet them face to face, but we were all over YouTube, all over social media, telling people, explaining to them where this was heading. And now we're here, to our side, peacefully protesting. And they want to bring in force to stop us. Let me tell you something, Mr. Trudeau, and let me make it clear, as you would say. The more you put your boot on the throat of these protesters, peaceful protesters, the more we will protest. The louder we will protest. And the more we will put our boot on your throat, your pocketbook, what matters to you and Klaus Schwab, Bill Gates, and whoever else is controlling you. We are not scared of you. We don't care.
We got nowhere to go.
Because when all we're faced with is tyranny, it's our duty to stand up. And myself, I don't want to leave this world knowing that I didn't do something to help it be better, to leave it in a better state than when I came. And if I'm going to be on my deathbed, the last thing I want running through my mind is I didn't stand with my fellow Canadians, my fellow patriots, in their time of need, to fight for freedoms and rights for all, every individual, not the goddamn collective, the individual. If we all don't have our rights individually, then we have no rights. These fools have no idea how to think, how to read, how to process. They don't put it together. That if they're willing to sacrifice my right to choose, that they have no rights of their own. If we allow our governments to hand us our rights and have the authority to take them when they want, then you don't have them. Rights are not there for sometimes, for when it's convenient. They're always there. And if they aren't, you don't have them to begin with. Never ask your government or any authority for your right. Exercise it. That's why they have an easy time taking our rights, because people don't exercise them. They listen to all these tyrannical laws that are passed year over year over year, making us all criminals. Every one of us are a criminal. Just like going to your work, they can find any excuse to fire your ass. Well, the same thing is true in your societies. They can find anything to make you a criminal. There's a law for that. There's an app for that, as they say. Well, there's a law for that, motherfucker. And you're a criminal. Every one of you are a criminal. According to Trudeau. That's it. Lay on the horns, folks. Give her shit.
Trudeau doesn't even want to talk to us.
Trudeau won't talk to us. Yet he goes over and he lectures India on how to deal with their farmer uprising.
Yeah.
You need to talk to your people. You need to do this. When it happens here, he runs and he hides. Because he knows this time, if he falls, it's going to be his neck on the line. Because if this one falls here in Canada, they all fall like dominoes. And when it falls like dominoes, they know what's coming next. Inquiries.
Special
Investigations, that's right. And the evidence is all there.
Yeah.
It's being photographed, it's being filmed. It's being broadcast. This revolution will not be televised. And they're right, it won't. Our mainstream media won't cover it. But it will be put on the internet until they shut that down. That's why these things need to be backed up on people's personal computers, kept on hard drives, because they will try to wipe it out. Scrub it from the internet, shut the internet down even, so that you have no access to any information. That day's coming. Like I say, I don't know how many people are watching. I can't read the comments or anything. But
4.
if you're here, take a run over to YouTube and check out Salty Cracker on YouTube, Rumble, and Odyssey, and many other platforms. He does a great show from California, and he covers a lot of this stuff up here in Canada with the truckers and whatnot right now. And catch his live show. It's about 3 hours long. Hilarious. And well put together. Thoughtful, a very thoughtful guy. He used to be an elementary school teacher, so has some colorful language, but you know, put that aside, he has a lot of good information.
I think Trudeau thought he could just steamroll over Canada and we just sit down and take it. It's like we have for the last, 20 years?
Well, the thing is, everything that's going on, I assume that these powers that be have probably war gamed this all out. So I have no doubt if they can use this to their advantage, they will.
Oh, they're trying.
Like, this is far from over. Very, very far from over. I say, and I don't like to be a fearmonger, but I do like to be a realist. From the looks of the way things are going and the rhetoric that's coming from our Prime Minister, we are going to either be at World War or Civil War by the summer, if not sooner. because Biden is certainly trying to drum up the war call over in the Ukraine. And that's just so that if they need to use it to cover up all the shit here and keep their power, they will. But when you have our Prime Minister coming out and saying, you know, military might will only be used as a last resort, well, he says, no, we don't want to use the military, blah, 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 but yet in the same statement, you know, if it would only be used as a last resort, we don't want it, but it's on the table. That's the key. Don't believe him when he says he doesn't want to use it. The key is, he said that in a last resort he would. And it will come to a last resort because we are not moving. We are not giving up this fight. So folks, he's already told us that he's going to use military against us, or force against us, whether it's military or police forces, whatever. He's going to use force. But I think what a lot of these folks on the left and the normies don't realize about patriots is we believe in all of our rights, all of our God-given natural rights. Call it instinct, if you will, in some cases, but we do believe in the right to defend ourselves. And that comes natural. You let any man attack you and you will automatically defend yourself, unless you're a pussy. Therefore, we know it's a natural, God-given right to defend ourselves, because it's a natural instinct that when you're being attacked, you defend. Defend, defend, defend. And fighting back is a last resort. I believe right now we're in the position of holding the line. We're told to hold the line. There's a reason. It's not for us to fight, it's for us to hold the line peacefully, with love and understanding. And for all of you Christians out there, well, you're told to hold the line and pray. So you better start praying, because there's a lot needed. Pray for divine intervention. Because at this point, that's what we really need. Otherwise, we are going to be at war. Whether it be on the world stage or on the national stage. It will come down to brother against brother. They've already divided us against one another.
What's going on here?
I have my own family members who don't agree with me, who think I'm crazy. So it will be brother against brother, family against family, neighbor against neighbor, if we allow it. This is our one chance to stop what they want. And what they want is our destruction. Whether it be in a world war, civil war, whatever, whether it be through inoculation with needles, they don't care. They want our annihilation.
Gaining compliance for certain repeated medical procedures. We tell our children that bullying is wrong. We know what to be said. We allow our leaders to do this to us. They have knowingly and repeatedly violated the highest laws.
We are at war, folks. This is a war.
As well as other signed
We're in it. The beginning stages of violent war if we don't stop it now.
That the same government who suppresses
it's all hands on deck.
In the name of safety, will one day just reward you back.
There's going to be sacrifices to be made. There's going to be casualties. But we need to be willing to stand up and make those sacrifices.
That, folks, is the very definition of tyranny, not democracy. Humans are inherently free. Kings and queens and government cronies can't give you your basic human rights. They are naturally yours.
Right on.
They can't be given, they can't be taken. They can only be suppressed. In the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, Queen Elizabeth is recognizing in law our fundamental freedoms. The federal and provincial governments of Canada have chosen, through a well-planned and orchestrated set of measures, to trick and fool and scare you, the very people who elected them and pay their salaries, into complying with the
What, they have
suppression
people to
of our
back up
basic
there?
human rights. They have knowingly
What, they try
betrayed
to
you
shut down this?
and me under the lie of safety. This past Remembrance Day, as I stood in front of the military cenotaph in Fredericton to honor my comrades who gave their lives for others' freedom, I overheard the Premier of New Brunswick, Premier Hayes, and our Member of Parliament, Jenica Appin, tell members of the public house special it was that these brave members of the military gave their lives for their freedom.
The police are
That
blocking
same
that
freedom that these very
turn.
liars and deceivers are
turn up
actively working
on Broadway.
right now.
What's
to
going on?
suppress. I stood there, a soldier of nearly 21 years.
Is the call
as a
being
senior
made to shut
officer
her
in the
down?
Canadian Army,
Here comes our
as a
fake
veteran
news.
of Afghanistan,
Fake
participating in
Fake
Operation
news,
Eagle,
alright.
the largest combat operation
On the
Canada
scene,
since
yep,
the
on the
Korean
scene
War,
for the big
where
shutdown.
I watched my own brave comrades fight and get injured and die.
What are all these people
But
backing
I also
up for?
stood there as a person who hasn't taken the COVID-19 injection. The irony, so even though I serve this country, and it has been an honor to do so, an absolute honor. Like many thousands of Canadians who choose body autonomy and pro-choice, I am unable to share in the same privileges now, like eating at a restaurant, going out in public to an event, or even traveling across provinces to see my child.
What are they up to? They trying to shut her down? They trying to shut her
These
down?
government traitors
You know what?
to
There's
freedom
some of the
are
Antifa
suppressing
guys
the
are
rights
blocking
of the
traffic
very
going that
people
way,
they
so they're
claim to
not letting
honor,
it
and it
go
made me
through.
sick to my stomach.
And I'm sure nobody wants to force the issue because then they're going to say, "Oh, he
These
didn't."
Canadian governments
Yeah.
are now
But
focused
anyway,
on our children
Antifa's just going to do
with a
everything
medical
they can
genetic
to try
therapy
to.
that is
fuck
now
it up.
proven.
Yep. You
by
hear that,
repeated
folks?
medical
We're here in
journals,
Winnipeg live.
studies,
Thank
not
you.
to prevent
Fucking
COVID
let me
infection,
know what's going
nor
on.
to prevent
Antifa's up the
transmission
road,
of
so
for our children, serious illness and death
But
Yeah.
anyway, going to sit here for a while.
sounds good to me.
is non-existent from COVID-19 unless your child is chronically unhealthy.
We're gonna sit here and block this lane on Broadway for a while
Life damaging.
because I guess Antifa and the anti-protesters are up at the other end of the of Broadway, and no one wants to go that way on our side because if we do, we know what's going to happen. They're going to say someone hit somebody or something fake happened. So we're not going to take the chance. We're going to sit here. A lot of the cars on that side are turning around and coming around the other way.
COVID injection injuries that have already occurred.
We
The
don't
Canadian
need
public has a
that
right to be able to make
confrontation.
informed medical choices.
So that the CBC News or whoever right here
To tell them
can
repeatedly
broadcast
that
it and
it's
say that we're bad,
and not give
we're
them
racist,
that
we're
choice
terrorists.
is a crime,
They're
and
looking
it's also
for
genocide.
anything
The media
to bring
and
this
government
down.
must put an immediate halt to all scientific medical censorship and the silencing of health professionals who do not comply with your agenda, as well as hear from COVID injection injury victims. The Canadian public has a right to hear from those in our communities and families who have been injured by this procedure.
If anyone hears
I
from
am
my
calling
Facebook,
on my military and police comrades.
let people know that we're
All of them.
broadcasting live. It'd be nice to get some
All
more
of us
eyeballs
who
on
have
this
sworn a
and
personal
help
oath
the
to protect
algorithm
our
here
family,
on
our
YouTube.
friends, and
Try
our
to
community.
drive it up so that more
To
people
now
can see
stand
what's
up
going on
and
in
protect
the
your loved
individual
ones against this
cities.
government-forced medical tyranny. You chose
I don't know how
to
long
serve
I'm going to live
because you wanted to
broadcast,
give
but I'll
back
stay
to your
here as
community.
long as I can.
And instead, the government has turned your love for community and your loyalty against you.
And when I
And
do
you
leave the
are now a
protest,
weapon
I
against
don't
the very
leave the
people
fight.
you love.
I plan
Brothers
on
and
going home
sisters,
and
you
probably
can't
doing
be
a live
forever-
feed tonight
for forever changing
on
indiscriminate government
YouTube
measures,
or on
which use
Facebook,
fear
maybe both,
and violence, and
and,
also be for your loved
explain
ones
a little bit of
and for
what,
freedom.
about what's going on
You
here in
have to
Winnipeg
choose.
and what's going
I'm
on with
asking you to
our
choose your family
Prime Minister
and
and
community.
Doug Ford and the
This
decrees
is why
they're all
you
bringing
serve.
down. But at this
And
point,
this is your moment
none of our
to be a
premiers,
hero
none of our
for your
elected
loved ones.
officials
They deserve
are-
the truth.
are going to
They
make
deserve
it.
to be protected.
If we win this, they're done.
I am
All
also
of them.
calling on all
Doug Ford,
Canadians to join in solidarity
premiers, Kenny,
together. Freedom
whatever the
and love
stupid
for our community,
bitch's name is
freedom
here
to
in
choose
Manitoba at the
who
time.
you want to be,
You guys are all
where you
done.
want to live,
Hey, just
what
to
you
let
want to
you know, he
experience
just
and learn,
wants us to
what
move
your
over to the park
spirituality
lane if we want to
is,
sit
and what you
here,
want to practice.
Okay.
just so we're not
Who
blocking
you
the
want to
road.
love.
Okay, that lane
What
over
you
there.
want to put in your own bodies is the foundation of our democracy in Canada. We cannot let freedom die with this generation. Repeated medical journals, studies, not COVID infection, nor to prevent its transmission. For our children, serious illness and death is non-existent from COVID-19 unless your child is chronically unhealthy.
That's pretty good. I like that guy with his phone box.
That's good. Spread the word. So we're just going to sit here for a little bit, see what comes out of this. If they're able to get things moving again. I doubt they're going to move Antifa and these guys. So it looks like things are shut down for us moving up that side of the street. So. So this is the time we need more people. We need our patriots, all of you. Get down here to the legislature in Winnipeg. If you want your rights and your freedoms to be secured, this is your chance to make yourself heard. All hands on deck. We need everyone that believes in what we're fighting for to get out. Make yourself known. Make yourself heard. Get on your Facebook. Let people know that we're broadcasting here in Winnipeg. Not enough eyes on what's going on here as well. We need eyes on everything. Ottawa, the bridges, the borders, the cities, every city. I don't know if we have people live broadcasting here in Winnipeg or not. I don't give a fuck if you subscribe to my channel or not. That's not what it's about. I don't care if I got millions of subscribers or if I got 2. It's the viewers we need at this point. Get those normies out there that don't know what's going on. They listen to their mainstream media. Get them out there. Let them see firsthand what's going on. We have a truck here with the Canadian flag, the British or the American flag, and the British flag.
No, that's the Manitoba flag.
Manitoba flag, sorry. All on one truck. Yeah, British flag. I was looking up at the other thing. That's right, Canada and the US, we stand together in this. If this falls, we all fall. And many, many, many around the world are watching us here in Canada. What's going on? And the US. Because don't kid yourself. When this gets into full force in the US, this is going to look like child's play up here.
The most popular president ever. He's in a lot of trouble.
We live in 2 of the greatest countries in the world, right here, Canada and the US. Many, many people flock here because of the freedoms that they have and enjoy. But yet we're told it's a racist country. Then why do so many want to come here? All right, we're going to take a run around the block and come down the other way and see what's going on. I'm going to try to get up and see if we can find out what's going on with the Antifa up there. I don't want to get too close. Gonna make a right turn on the right, but I can't see if there's cars going through that lane because the cop car's there. overcast skies today and minus 21 right now. Relax, we're going. Get those streets all blocked off as well with heavy equipment and trucks. Friend Tim is here with me. I got the sunroof open and he's got a big Canadian flag on a hockey stick sticking up through the sunroof as we drive around, so they all know that we're supporters. So we won't dare to get too close to these Antifa tards. We will take a run up Carlton here and see what's what.
You can tell an Antifa tard because they're the one usually giving everybody the finger.
You can just tell the way they dress. Freedom for the church. Mandate is the Bible. Support trucking.
A lot of homemade signs. It shows real support.
A lot of homemade signs. You do what you got to do.
Yep.
Where are these Antifa tards?
So,
through. Come around the other way, see if we can catch a glimpse of the teeth tards. Block closer this way. I still don't see them.
where are these turns?
I don't know what intersection they're at. There's not a lot of them, but there's enough of them to block the street. Our side has to make sure there's lanes clear for people to get through and traffic moves. These retards can come out and block the fucking streets. Does that not tell people what's going on here? These same retards that burnt and looted our cities. They're allowed to come out and stop the flow of traffic. But a peaceful protest, we have to abide by every little single law that they have on the books and any that they come up with while we're out here. These Antifa-tards, no laws for them. They don't have to follow the law. They are the fucking law, according to our government. Antifa and BLM, they are the fucking law. They enforce the fucking laws of our government. That's why they don't get in trouble for being out doing what they're doing. The laws are only enforced on law-abiding citizens. Criminals don't give a fuck about the law. That's how we know our governments are criminals. They don't give a fuck about the law.
Highest law.
If they cared about the fucking law, they wouldn't have Antifa and BLM out here doing what they're doing. Where are we going now, bud? Guess we're about to find out, aren't we? Okay. No getting through there?
Just,
Why not? I think we could have. I think he's trying to fuck us around. Fuck him.
yeah, you want to go down another block or two?
Down this way and up again. Well, maybe we'll come up this way. That's what I'll do. What's the name of this street we're on? Do you know?
I'm not sure.
There's fake news. Hey, fake news! Fake news!
Good.
Good, awesome to see you guys out.
Fake news!
Yeah, the government pays you guys quite a bit, don't they?
We're not publicly owned.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they
well,
pay
you're
you.
still propagandists.
Okay.
Yeah, every time I watch
Shame.
the TV,
You guys should be ashamed of your fucking selves.
I'm
You
not
really
ashamed
should.
myself. No,
I know
sir.
you're not.
No,
Because you're a
sir.
commie pig.
No.
Yeah, you
calling
are.
won't help.
Yep, that's
Tell it
right.
to Trudeau.
Commies. Commies.
Name calling won't work. Tell it to Trudeau. You fucking piece of shit.
It's not very Canadian of you.
Commies, it's not very Canadian of you to call us names either.
Not very Canadian of you. That sounds like a Trudeau thing.
I have no problem calling us racist, terrorist, bigots, do ya? Fake news.
Yeah. You guys get a lot of money from the government, don't you?
see TV news, you do the same thing. You're propagandists for the government.
Yep, they sure is. Every time you see their articles, oh, terrorists are running rampant.
That was a run-in with our mainstream media, telling us it's not very Canadian of us to call their news organization propagandists, communists. Not very nice of us, not Canadian. What do you call yourselves then? Calling us bigots and racists and terrorists.
Every time they open their mouth.
For years.
I guess they think Canadians are just stupid and supposed to take it.
We don't care if you don't think we're Canadians anymore. We don't care what you think of us. We're done caring what you think of us.
Care.
Yeah, caring. We're done caring about what you Karens think of us. Go take your hormone blockers, as Salty says, and cry a little bit.
Maybe you could join Trudeau in his cry closet.
Calling on us peaceful protesters to go home. You've been heard. Now go home. Meanwhile, they call out all their Antifa BLM supporters. Get out in the streets, folks. Get an anti-protest against these communist pigs that we don't like, we call racist and terrorists. But the rest of us, they want to go home. Well, we heard you, BLM and Antifa, for 2 fucking years. We've heard you. Now stay home. It's our turn. It's our turn to show you how it's done, son.
This is interesting. Saskatchewan and Manitoba, you don't need any.
No, don't put it up too high. Put it down where you had it. There you go. Just block reading. Antifa turrets must be way up there, or they're right here. They're really laying on the horns. I wonder if something happened at the border.
I don't know. Get a Mexican flag. Yay, Mexico.
Well, if you're just joining us, we're live in Winnipeg, down by the legislature on Broadway. Antifa, I guess, is here somewhere. They have slowed everything down to a real crawl. I mean, it's been a crawl anyway, but they've almost stopped it. They can't get traffic through going up the other way, so I guess it's that side they've got blocked off. We're going to go up that way, see if we can get up that way. So far, I haven't been able to get anywhere near where they are. We're probably going to head out of here shortly, but I'd kind of like to get some footage of the Antifas, the anti-rally here, see what's going on. It can't be very many of them because I haven't been able to catch sight of them coming down. But I know last weekend we had, what, 3 anti-protesters out, so it's probably not a huge group. Just enough to shut things down. Well, shut the flow of traffic down anyway.
Well, they'll run out when Soros' money runs out.
Yeah, as soon as Soros not paying them anymore, they'll go home. No, you'll have a certain percentage of the fringe that'll go out for nothing. There's always percentages of people that will do things. That's why I say the fringe minority is probably 1% or less that would actually go out and do the shit they done.
Let's hope we saw a bit here. We'll wave this thing around.
Hopefully in years to come we will be celebrating our Independence Day on a different day. Maybe we'll have 2, a July 1st and a whatever it ends up being.
Freedom Day.
Freedom Day, that's right.
Yeah.
Independence Day.
Maybe they'll call it Constitution Day, whatever.
I'll just call it the Fuck Trudeau Day.
Or a day to honor the truckers. Trucker Day.
Oh, 7 viewers. We are picking up a little bit. Doesn't matter to me, we have 7 viewers or 7 million. This is important to have broadcasts so that people can see the truth. The more that see the truth of what's going on, the more support we will have, the more they will realize. This is our greatest moment right here. Or can be. Our greatest moment in our nation's history. This is when we put our Constitution to the test. Do we have a Constitution that means something? Or is it just words on paper? This is what reinforces our Constitution and makes it true when we stand up for it. Our Charter of Rights and Freedoms, as we call it here in Canada.
It's so nice.
We are getting more supporters and more supporters as we go. Look at this. The crowd is growing. Let's go Winnipeg. Put the word out, everybody here in Winnipeg. If there's any Winnipeg watchers, put the word out. Get out on the streets. This is our time to shine. This is our moment in history. This is where we find out how strong and free we really are up here north. Are we strong and free, or are we hiding in our homes? Yeah. Are you in your cry closets, taking your hormone blockers, or are you a patriot?
Looks like we got some patriots out here.
Well, it's minus 21 degrees Celsius, so everybody out here that's fighting for freedom today are true, hardy, healthy patriots. We either stand together or we fall together. Let's go.
What's that famous saying? We hang together, or we stick together, or we hang separate.
We either hang together or we hang separately, something like that. And for anyone who hasn't seen my channel or watched any of my videos, if there's any of you watching right now, I do lots of stuff on my Facebook. I'm going to put more up here on YouTube until we get shut down anyway. But I do live stream on Facebook at times. I put up many videos on Facebook over the past couple of years, especially with all the tyranny that's taken place. Many of us already knew 2 years ago where this is leading. We told as many people as we could back then on our Facebook, on our social media, co-workers, anyone that would listen, exactly where we would be if we allowed these 2 weeks to flatten the curve bullshit to come in. We said it will not end. It will not be 2 weeks. And here we are 2 years into it. And did we not say that we would be still wearing masks and restrictions? Well, if we let them win, it'll be more restrictions and more mandates. And those who decide they don't want the vaccine will be left to die.
Won't be able to buy food. You already see it.
No food for you, no job for you, no nothing for you.
No travel.
You are free to make your choice. You are free to die. That's what it will be. You chose not to take the vaccine, so, you know, that was a choice. You chose not to. You can't have food. You can't work. You got no vaccine.
You got to be taxed on top of it.
Yes, and on top of all that, we need to tax you.
No coercion, though.
Can you see where this is leading, folks? And then once they're rid of us, it'll be another group they'll move on to pick on and eliminate. Evil never finds goodness. It only finds more evil. Once they've eliminated the goodness, they'll start on themselves. They will eat themselves. The snake will eat its own tail. So all of you fools out there that don't want to stand up for your freedoms, well, don't tread on me, as they say. rights and our freedoms were never yours to take from us. Take a run around one more time and go up a little further and see if we can see these antique tards. And then we're gonna head out of here, and I gotta go get coffee and some lunch. And then maybe we'll get back down later on. Might take a look into the Emerson border and see what's going on there. It might be worth taking a drive down. It's only a 45-minute drive or so.
Yeah, be interesting. I haven't been out of the city forever.
I know we do have Winnipeg Alternative Media down at the border, at the Emerson border, reporting live.
Is that Todd?
No, Todd's in Ottawa. This is one of the other guys. So you can do a search for Winnipeg Alternative Media. I'm sure you'll find some videos and some live feeds from those guys. And anyone out there that cares to listen, you might want to keep your vehicles gassed up. It looks like they're jacking up the prices of gas almost daily.
$6 a gallon, roughly.
It may be soon that we won't be able to get gas. It may be rationed if our borders get closed down. There's talk of closing airports, ports. So I would suggest get food, get water, get gas, get necessities. Make sure you got lots, as much as you can get. It's not fear-mongering. It's being prepared.
Something the left never is.
Always be prepared for the worst.
Like a good Boy Scout.
That's right. As you Christians out there would say, make sure your lanterns are filled with oil.
A lot of supporters. You can see them honking, waving.
Support our troops. Now we just need a license plate that says troops support us. Do not commit atrocities against your fellow Canadians, troops. Stand down. Do not follow through with government's tyrannical orders. That's right. We need all Winnipeggers who support freedom and rights to get out on the streets with your cars. You're allowed to drive on the streets. If it clogs up the downtown core, it clogs it up.
It's life.
Nothing we can do about it. We put up with it during traffic jams, so. It is starting to clog up down here. The last time we were around this way it was pretty clear. Now traffic's all clogged up. Keep it clogged up. Shut it all down. Shut it all down. Fuck Trudeau. Fuck the politicians. And fuck anyone who doesn't agree with freedom. Shut it all down. They don't mind shutting it down on us. Shut it down on them. You want to give us tickets? You want to fine us? You want to put us in jail? Let's do it. Go ahead.
Yeah.
It will not stop me from exercising my freedoms and rights. Because the minute you let me out of your prisons and your cells, I'll be right back on the streets to protest your bullshit again.
I wonder if we'll be having a vote of non-confidence soon. Kind of doubt it.
I'm doubtful.
Singh's a coward.
Singh is a damn terrorist supporter.
Yep. He'll support Trudeau.
Jagmeet Singh was connected to the Air India bombing, was he not?
Yes, as
believe.
far as I know. I don't know how. But
Doesn't matter how.
somehow
He has
that
no
way.
he has no right to be in any position of power in our country. He should be nowhere near it. Candace Bergen and Polivier and all of these other people, where were they for the last 2 years standing up for our rights? Now all of a sudden a populist grassroots movement comes along and they want to attach themselves?
Oh, they're closing
They have
it
blocked down Kennedy Street. The cops have blocked down Kennedy. We're no longer allowed up that one. Antifa must be up that way somewhere.
Well, let's just keep going. We'll see what we can see. I had a sweep of government in the finger.
Fighting for your freedom to give us the finger. We want you to have the right to give us the finger. Yay! Exercise those rights and freedoms, folks. Exercise them. We love that you have the right and the freedom to give me the finger. I absolutely will stand for that every day. The moment they tell you you can't give me the finger will be the day I'll be out protesting again. She can give us the finger. That bitch is allowed. Fuck off, Trudeau. We love seeing everybody out here protesting. It's your right. Keep it peaceful. All right, Antifa, BLM, all you Trudeau supporters, just keep it peaceful. But we certainly will stand up for your right to fucking protest. But we will not stand up for your right to terrorize us. It's just a finger, folks. It's just a word. Doesn't hurt you. Just don't jab me with your finger. Don't poke me with your finger. That's all. Keep your finger at a distance, because when you poke me, I'll poke back. Well, I'll poke back, that's right. No, it's not looking like the cops are going to let anyone near Antifa tards. It looks like they're blocking them all off and protecting them. Yeah, maybe that's what we need. Come on, BLM and Antifa. Get out on the streets. Get out on the streets. Let the public see exactly who they support, our authorities. Stand and protect those that burn our cities down. And when they come out and anti-protest against peaceful protesters, the police support them. They protect them. They allow them to do the things that peaceful protesters are not allowed to do. Can you people not figure out what side our authorities are on?
Turning there?
Said, don't kid yourself, folks. My very own friend gets fooled. Most of the Winnipeg police are on our side. No, they ain't. They're only on our side until they're told not to be. As we can see taking place right now, Antifa's allowed to block the roads. We're not. They don't even want us on the roads. But Antifa and BLM can block them. Your governments, your elected officials support terrorism. Tell everybody. Spread the word.
I think the cops are lying. I don't see any Black Lives Matter or Antifa.
Yeah, the cops might even be lying just so they can shut it all down, because I didn't see anyone. We're playing 5D chess here. Don't believe anything the officials tell us. Not even the ones you suppose are on your side. I will give our Winnipeg police credit. They have been good up to this point. But I also know that when push comes to shove and their paychecks are on the line, they will do what they're told. Some will step down, the good ones. But many will do what they're told. Because they'll be brainwashed by the propaganda on our mainstream media, the propaganda that our police chiefs and our mayors and our elected officials, city officials, will fucking push down their throat, and they'll believe it. And they'll go out and they'll stomp on the throats of patriotic men and women and children. They don't care. Our unions are not on our side. Our unions are with the government, calling us peaceful protesters terrorists. They don't back this movement, but yet they're there yelling for workers to unite. When they unite, they don't back it, because our unions are criminals, are crooked. Our unions steal our money, and they don't even represent us. I work for the largest company here in Winnipeg, 8,000 employees. And not one of them are represented by our union. Our unions are bought and paid for by our companies. Our companies are bought and paid for by our governments. Shit all flows downhill. We're at the bottom. It's a great big club and you ain't fucking in it.
Getting hungry?
Yeah, I'm getting real hungry.
You want an A&W burger?
I am going to pull off here in a second and turn this live feed off. And I'll come back on later on this evening and do a live show of some sort. Perhaps. I don't like to promise because I never know. I'm a busy guy. Busy. When I'm not at work, a lot of my time is spent researching, watching what's going on. trying to put the word out to others. No Mask Monday, February 14th. That's what we're looking at right here in Winnipeg. Don't go to work, don't go to school, don't go anywhere with a mask on. Keep them off. We're just heading up Pembina Highway back to home. I'm going to turn off here in a second so that I find a place to turn this live feed off. There we go. We'll park right alongside the road here somewhere. All right, folks, that's it for right now for the live feed here in Winnipeg and the Convoy. I will try to get maybe down to the border because, like I say, we're about 45 minutes away from the border here, Emerson border between the U.S. and Canada, and they've got a blockade down there, so we might try to get down there. If not, I'll try to get back downtown here later on and see if it's more busy. Put it that way, busier. And until then, hey, spread the word, everyone. Let freedom ring, and get out and support the patriots. Be a patriot yourself. Get out and support freedom and rights. Don't ask for them. Don't demand them. Exercise them. All right. God bless everyone. Have a good day. Later.